It's a massive victory for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra. Laddus overflowing at the Mumbai BJP office. Celebrations outside the Varsha Bungalow where Devendra Fadnavis lives. And this after the Mahayuti has crossed that majority mark. It's past 200. The BJP-led Mahayuti all set now to retain power. It's got this thumping majority. As of now, the Mahayuti is leading in more than 220 seats, while the Adhikari comes in a distant second. But look at the picture in Jharkhand. Hemant Soren's JMM Congress alliance has crossed the majority mark there and is all set to retain power. So let's connect with our reporting team. Joining us with all the ground reports as we have them. Aishwarya Patil is joining us from Mumbai. She's outside the Varsha Bungalow. And right outside the BJP headquarters in Delhi, Sumita Karir, we can see her as well. Let me come to you first, Aishwarya. What are the scenes unfolding right where you are outside the Varsha Bungalow in Mumbai?
Well, the celebration inside Varsha Bungalow have just wrapped up. In fact, it was indeed an extravagant celebration with dhol, tasha. In fact, some karyakartas have also sent some huge JCB trucks as well. And some of them have sent them about a 10 to 15 foot mala or this massive garland, especially after the victory, which is a thumping majority for the NCP, the whole Mahayuti team. In fact, the press conference here was addressed by Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis, as well as NCP leader Ajit Pawar. Minister Piyush Goyal was also here to show his support, and during the press conference, they have made it loud and clear, although opposition has alleged that EVMs have been an issue and have been tampered with. They have said that the people of Maharashtra and the citizens of Maharashtra have shown their support towards Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena, and the ideology behind Balasaheb Thackeray that he carries is what he said in his speech and during the press conference. Apart from that, all the promises that they have made shall continue is what he said. As far as who will become the next CM is something that journalists did ask Eknath Shinde, and he mentioned, in fact, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis also mentioned that all the three parties are at peace as of now, and they will sit together to see who will fill in the seat of the CM. As they addressed journalists at the Varsha Bungalow, which is the official residence of the next CM, whoever will take the seat going forward. So extravagant celebrations all across Mumbai, not just Varsha Bungalow, but across the BJP headquarters and NCP offices as well.
It's a big question right now. Who's going to take the chief minister's post in Maharashtra? But of course, it is not 2-0 as far as the BJP is concerned. Sumita, let me come to you. You're examining what's happening right behind you at the headquarters of the BJP in Delhi. What are the scenes that you are witnessing over there? Because, yes, Maharashtra, it's a thumping majority. And this after their entire strategy seems to have worked out for the Mahayuti.
Absolutely, Vikram, and it's been a saffron sweep, and while celebrations may have gotten over in Maharashtra, the right kind of celebrations are just about to begin in just a few hours from now, when Prime Minister along with senior other BJP leaders will be coming right here at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi to address karyakartas, to address ground workers who worked tirelessly, definitely, to secure that kind of victory, that kind of historic mandate as the leaders themselves are calling that they've managed to score in Maharashtra. Let me ask the camera person to pan over those scenes. In fact, we're seeing chants of Jai Shri Ram and Namo and all of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, all of these chants here. In fact, you can also see people dressed in mystical characters as well. So those are the kind of scenes that are really unfolding right here at the BJP headquarters. And right there is, of course, the stage where the Prime Minister will be coming and addressing leaders. Of course, leaders from across the country have gathered here at the BJP headquarters to sort of, show solidarity, to show the kind of support, that perhaps the party really needs, and the kind of win that it has got. Because remember, Vikram, it's historic in the sense that Maharashtra is one of the wealthiest states, and the outcome is not just about the battle for power, but it really defines the course that perhaps Delhi elections could take, given the fact that Delhi elections are slated for February itself. So this election for the BJP, as several spokespersons we have spoken to, they have said that this is primarily due to the development schemes of the party, Ladki Behan, infrastructure push that benefited people, and they help people at the grassroots level, which the Mahavikas Aghadi was seen to be failing at. Whether this is the kind of a formula that will be applied to Delhi elections as well. Let me also take you through the tweet that Prime Minister Modi has just tweeted. He says that heartfelt gratitude to my sisters and brothers of Maharashtra. I assure that people of our alliance will keep working for Maharashtra's progress. Yes, Vikram, we are also given to understand that the BJP's legislative party meeting could happen on 25th, which is where perhaps there will be talks around who the CM face of the party in Maharashtra is going to be. But that is for 25th. Right now, all eyes right here on the Prime Minister's address. Everybody's waiting with the bated breath for that address, and it'll be interesting to see the kind of messaging that will come from the Prime Minister.
Indeed, and you did mention the tweet. Of course, the buzz was growing that he is going to make an appearance at the party headquarters in Delhi. This in response to the kind of massive victory that they've had in Maharashtra. Let's get a sense of how this strategy of the BJP could be seen perhaps next in Delhi and Bihar as well, and how this battle for chief ministership of Maharashtra is likely to play out, considering that they have two regional satraps who are going to lay claim as well. Is it going to be as peaceful as the BJP would like it to be? Kailash Adhikari is MD at Governance Now. He joins us along with political editor of Frontline, Anand Mishra. Great to have you both, gentlemen. How do you explain such a strong reversal of that picture that we had after the Lok Sabha elections in Maharashtra? Even the most optimistic of exit polls did not see such a Mahayuti tsunami of this kind. What explains it to you, Kailash Adhikari?
Vikram, it's very clear. In a democracy, it's the voters and their mandate and what they're thinking, and their vote counts. And here, looking at the landslide victory that the Mahayuti has got, and it is for the first time, I think, in the political discourse of Maharashtra in the past 2-3 decades, that we have seen that any alliance has crossed the 200 mark. And this is huge, 231 seats. And BJP alone is at a 131, 132 number, where the halfway mark is 144. So we can see that in the last 2.5 years of governance that the Mahayuti has done, with Eknath Shinde-ji as the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis-ji as the Deputy Chief Minister, along with Ajit Pawar as his colleague and counterpart. I mean, the slew of measures that they have introduced. See, I come from Bombay, Vikram, and I'm a Mumbaikar. I have seen how the infrastructural push, such as the Atal Setu or with the coastal road or various other infrastructure projects, Samruddhi Yojana, Mumbai to Nagpur, they have actually been a game changer in the lives of the people. And you come on the other side to the social welfare schemes such as the Ladki Bahin scheme, which the Mahayuti are themselves endorsing. And yes, it has been a game changer. I have seen people and who are the beneficiaries of the Ladki Bahin, that they were actually glued to that scheme, and they actually thought that the government is delivering to them. So, to cut a long story short, yes, people have got what they wanted, and thus they have given this kind of mandate.
But such a massive mandate, whether you see it as the strength in the BJP's strategic campaign, or could you see it as the lack of coherence in the Mahavikas Aghadi? The truth is, Anand Mishra, that in Maharashtra, the BJP has outsmarted its regional rivals, not so much in Jharkhand, where the JMM Congress alliance has held its ground.
We see there are three layers of this election result I see. The first is that we haven't seen that women voters in a caste-neutral constituency is increasingly deciding the poll outcome, starting from the rice scheme of Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh that kept you in power for 3 consecutive terms, to Ladki Behan Yojana in Madhya Pradesh, where Shivraj Singh Chauhan delivered almost a lost election, and Ladki Behan, Maiya Saman Yojana in Jharkhand, and now this Ladki Behan Yojana in Maharashtra. So that's one part, that women voters have finally arrived. They are voting, and they are not essentially voting according to caste and religious affiliations. This delivery of these schemes is definitely helping the parties in power to retain power for a second term. Second, Maharashtra's importance is also, because it's not only Congress which has lost. generally it is said that BJP fails to perform when it is pitted against strong regional leaders.
Yes.
So here in Maharashtra, we had two strong regional leaders, Uddhav Thackeray, Mr. Sharad Pawar, and then Congress in alliance. So this victory is BJP is a bigger victory than even Haryana, I will treat.
Yes.
Not in terms of only number and not because Maharashtra is financial capital,
Yes.
but also because of the sheer social coalition that the opposition had here.
Right. Yes, absolutely. That point is well taken. Kapil Madan is also joining us, seasoned advocate. Kapil, what do you make of the slogans that were used? Batenge to katenge, ek hai to safe hai. They've resonated in Maharashtra more, but not as strongly in Jharkhand, where these slogans were actually first heard.
Yes, so if you look at the Maharashtra politics, it looks and it appears that though it was counterproductive in Jharkhand, but it appears that the slogan have resonated with the people of Maharashtra. Remember, you have a very strong opponent in Maharashtra that that also did pro-Hindutva politics. That was Shiv Sena. Now, be it Uddhav Shiv Sena or Mr. Shinde's fragment of the Shiv Sena. So I do agree with you here that in Maharashtra, at least, this slogan appears to work. And in fact, these slogans have sort of polarized the voter, and the voters have shifted the spotlight from the issues that Maharashtra opposition was trying to raise.
Yes.
And you have this result. And I think it's a similar story. You should give credit to Bharatiya Janata Party for pulling Maharashtra in such a magnificent way.
Yeah, so whether it's those slogans, Kailash Adhikari, or perhaps you look at it as maybe like some people say a transactional election. The electorate went for the Revdi. You mentioned the schemes. In fact, two of you on the panel are talking about the Ladki Bahin scheme, the Revdi culture that the BJP in the past has maligned, called it unsustainable. But it seems like those are the kind of schemes that have actually worked for them in a state like Maharashtra. Wouldn't you say that, Kailash?
Vikram, it all depends upon your financial prudence and discipline. If your state can absorb that kind of budget, and if you have made a proper planning for it, so that whatever welfare schemes, Vikram, all the states go in for a welfare scheme. It is not just that for the first time in the history of the Maharashtra government that a welfare scheme has been introduced. No, a Ladki Bahin scheme, when it was introduced, if the state has planned well for the entire fiscal outlay of it, without hurting the fact that if this scheme is pushed into the financial budget, and which even the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Ajit Pawar, when he was addressing the media at 3:30, he has mentioned that we have made a fiscal prudence for it, and we have budgeted alongside in such a manner so that it does not derail the state finances in such a manner so that the state ends up in debt, or they're trying to extract this kind of money from other income sources. So if that prudence is maintained, which even the Madhya Pradesh government did that, then I think you're fine. You're in all your means to provide social welfare scheme, because somewhere social welfare schemes are also necessary for a developing country like us if you want to achieve a certain goal.
You agree with that,
along
Kapil?
with
Yes,
certain capital
but you're
measures.
saying that you need a kind of fiscal prudence. Can Maharashtra's economy bear this kind of fiscal burden without compromising growth? Kapil?
So, Vikram, while my, learned panelist was speaking on, the prudence of the schemes, I was just scrolling and I could lay my hands on an article where it says that Maharashtra has number 2 debt burden in the, in the entire country. So the second highest state with a debt burden on Maharashtra. So I just ask a question to myself. When you question the welfare schemes announced by the opposition, you very conveniently call this as a Revdi culture. And let me give you an example of Delhi. In Delhi had a surplus budget, meaning thereby their collections was more than what they spent. And if you talk about financial prudence in terms of spending, Delhi appears to be a better example insofar as the numbers that suggest. So I don't agree with my good friend here that it was in Maharashtra, what was done by the BJP, it was prudent spending on the welfare schemes. So I will draw the yardstick which our Honorable Prime Minister uses against the opposition, and I will test these schemes on the same yardstick on which the Prime Minister checks these schemes announced by the opposition, and very conveniently call those as Revdi culture.
Well, not to be flippant about this, but while we're talking about Revdi culture, we are seeing jalebis getting made by Devendra Fadnavis and all the victorious people over at Varsha Bungalow in Mumbai. Of course, we'll keep tracking what's happening over there, but do tell us, from your perspective, Anand Mishra, with Maharashtra getting firmly aligned with the BJP-led central government, you think that entire concept of the double-engine Sarkar phenomenon is going to come into play now?
That is an emotive pitch which BJP has successfully used in many states. But more than that, I'll say that let us not forget that 2025 is going to be 100 years of RSS anniversary. And BJP has been a strong force in Maharashtra for a long time. And they successfully split the two parties. What really benefited the BJP this time, which they can claim to be a vote for double engine Sarkar, is that the legacy of Sharad Pawar and Bala Sahib Thackeray can no longer be said to be commanded by any one individual. This election is firmly establishes that it's now a divided legacy for two parties. Maharashtra has seen a strong fight between Congress, NCP, and BJP Shiv Sena. When NCP and Shiv Sena gets divided, so there are half NCP and half Shiv Sena with Congress and half NCP and half Shiv Sena with BJP. That's a very formidable alliance.
No, there is yes, no, absolutely. That point is well taken. But when you look at both these alliances, I was just thinking in my head that big promises were made on both sides. If you look at welfare schemes as well, you had Ladki Behna, but you had development-oriented pledges from the opposition side as well. So when you look at such a huge majority that is coming through for the Mahayuti, Kailash, did voters actually prioritize development over freebies, you think? Is that something that you think may have happened?
See, Vikram, each and every voter, when he votes, there are various issues which play in his mind. You cannot have one particular yardstick for each and every person who's voting. Someone votes for infrastructure, someone votes for development, someone may go for social welfare scheme, someone may even go for the fact that he might know someone. That is how Indian politics is characterized. And we cannot shy away from that fact. I mean, no political party can shy away from that fact, and publicly also no one shies away from that fact. But yes, looking at the larger picture, development has been the plank of the Bharatiya Janata Party since 2014. विकास उनका मुद्दा रहा है, चाहे वो लोकसभा के चुनाव रहे हो या विधानसभा के चुनाव रहे हो, be it Maharashtra or any other state. Yes, for example, in the case of Jharkhand, they did not get success Jharkhand there, but in Maharashtra they did. So people vote on different matters. The characteristics are different. The political landscape throughout the length and breadth of India is completely different.
No, but even if you consider just Maharashtra and you consider the urban and rural vote as well, Maharashtra's agrarian distress has long been an issue. I'm not sure how much that eased under the Mahayuti regime because, of course, they've had this limited run before the elections were held under the Eknath Shinde regime. But as far as that is concerned, it was a huge issue. Now, how convinced are the voters that has been or going to be resolved and something that they would have to negotiate in their heads before they cast their vote? Kailash.
They have voted, right? See, when you get a majority like of this number, like 231 of 288, that does not mean only a particular section of people working in a certain population or only the urban have voted or only the rural have voted. No, Vikram, each and every one has voted together. I mean, the finer analytics will come and we'll all look at it and then we can come to a proper consensus. But having a broader picture here, definitely each and every one has voted. And if you know, it is not just the Ladli Bahin scheme which was launched. Yes, that could be a game changer. That is the game changer, even in the terms of Mahayuti. But there are schemes even for the farmers. I mean, a farm loan waiver, or there are certain other schemes which pushes them, which the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde ji, just mentioned about like 2 hours ago.
Sure.
So, and I think they also have a Ladka Bahu scheme, looking at the urban youth. So it is not just particularly targeted to a certain section or something like that. In the last 2.5 years, or probably in the last 8 or 9 months, or even after, let's say, the Lok Sabha results, they have thought over a 360-degree angle.
Is it a 360-degree angle, Kapil? Projects like the Mumbai Coastal Road, metro expansion, those have been spoken about. As far as the development agenda is concerned, do you think this majority is going to help speed up execution? Or do you think there could be the risk of complacency that could come in post-victory for the Mahayuti?
So Vikram, what I feel is that once you have, one chief minister and two deputy chief minister, so I think you don't get that kind of, speed and velocity through which you can execute decisions because you have to take your coalition partners along. So I think if you look at it from that perspective, yes, there could be issue because let's not forget, it was Mr. Devendra Fadnavis who very openly used to call Mr. Ajit Pawar, used to make very, very serious allegation against Mr. Ajit Pawar of corruption. And now they are, on the same stage in the same party and they are running this coalition government there. So I think having said that, it appears to be an interesting, watch how will the situation unfold and how,
Yes.
third term of BJP will unfold.
Well, that's going to be an interesting one. After that political drama that unfolded after the last Maharashtra elections, the question is, and it's going to be a big one, who's going to be the chief minister now? Is the balance tilting heavily in favor of Devendra Fadnavis? What do you think, Anand Mishra?
Vikram, a lot of people have given the example of Bihar, where BJP had more number of seats, but it still settled with Nitish Kumar as chief minister. But I find a difference. Nitish Kumar was a much bigger leader. In Bihar BJP, there was no leader matching his stature. And also in Bihar, politics has gone for a change in favor of OBC leadership. So given that BJP could not have risked replacing Nitish Kumar when Lalu Prasad was the main challenger. In Maharashtra, I don't see any such challenger. The only point is that can BJP afford to replace a Maratha leader?
Yes.
So I'm not sure whether Devendra Fadnavis would be the right, would be the person to replace Mr. Eknath Shinde. But I have a sense that BJP would be having its own chief minister this time.
So is this election also proving who inherits the Bala Sahib legacy between the two factions of the Shiv Sena? Is that something that this election has done, Mr. Mishra?
Yeah, not only Bala Sahib's legacy, you're right that is there. Even Sharad Pawar's legacy.
Indeed.
I'm saying that the NCP, none of these factions can claim that they are the sole representatives of their top leaders. I mean, Bala Sahib's legacy is clearly going more in favor of Eknath Shinde, given the numbers of seats that they have won.
Indeed.
Because unlike the Lok Sabha election, where you could say that the election was for Prime Minister's face and Modi's leadership, this was a clearly an election where this betrayal of chief minister could have been made an issue, and this has not become an issue.
But now everyone's going to point to the numbers. What next for Rahul Gandhi is the question, Kapil, after Haryana and Maharashtra debacles. Now, what could be in store in Delhi and Bihar? They'll have to drastically change their strategy, won't they?
The result appears to be very, very disappointing because everyone was predicting, in fact, all the exit poll predicted that it was a landslide insofar as Haryana is concerned in favor of Congress, but we have a very disappointing result. We have another, similar sort of a result for Maharashtra. Yes, there appears to be something, missing. There appears to be some mistake committed because of which the voters are not getting the message, the communication of, the party. And therefore, they will now need to go back to the drawing board and have to reinvent their, communication strategy so
Indeed.
that they connect with the voters once again.
So it's going to be a huge ask. But in passing, and as we wrap this up, given the magnitude of the loss, where does the Mahavikas Aghadi go from here is a very important question. Is there an existential crisis for this coalition? And let me ask Anand Mishra this.
Vikram, I'll just again take you back to Bihar. You have similar thing has played out in case of LJP, Ramvilas Paswan's party. So earlier the son, uncle was promoted, but finally it was realized that actually the party belongs to the son, and BJP made peace with Chirag Paswan. Such a thing is not happening in case of either NCP or Shiv Sena on the other side. So I will not be surprised if after the elections, a lot of leaders from the opposition NCP and opposition Shiv Sena go and join the ruling alliance.
Interesting piece this time as far as Maharashtra elections and the tsunami that we've seen in favor of the BJP-led Mahayuti and what we are seeing in Jharkhand by way of the JMM-led coalition really holding on to power. And there are large takeaways politically and, of course, as far as economics goes as well. And we have all those pieces to cover. We'll continue doing that. This is the battleground of the states, our continuing coverage on the election results. I want to thank all of you gentlemen for joining us on the show. Have a great evening. We'll be back with more in a moment.